Hello everyone, welcome to day 26 of Wild Writing in the Time of Corona. Thank you very much for your contributions that you've been making, and I really hope you've been enjoying taking part in these workshops. The idea behind the workshops is to produce a poem every day. It doesn't have to be a long poem, in fact some of them are remarkably short. But the idea is to give some inspiration to write a poem. The inspiration comes from 6 words that you will choose very shortly, and you can then use those words, use at least 4 of those words in a poem of at least 4 lines. For those of you who've been doing this for quite a while, I'd like you in today's poem to try and have a focus on description. This might be by putting more adjectives in than you usually would. It might be by using simile or metaphor. It might just be your word choice. There were some lovely word choices in yesterday. I saw the word translucent in a poem and I thought, that's a really good word. And also, just a little piece of advice, try when you're writing to show by your word choices, not to tell by naming. Okay. So numbers 1 to 6, still finding myself even after all this time liking a list. Okay, number 1 is an environmental issue. So some concern about what is going on in our world. Number 2 is a child. And I would be precise about this, as specific as you can. It could be a child you know, it could be a child, a particular age child, or you decide. You decide. Number 3 is something that you would see in the sky in terms of something celestial. So I know stars, planets, suns, asteroids, whatever. So a celestial body. Number 4, very much down to earth, is a sort of bag. So some sort of bags that you can carry in your hands. Number 5 is a dog, a sort of dog. Number 6 is a relative, so brother, sister, mother, father. It doesn't need to be named, but just the relationship is important. So I'll just run through those again. An environmental issue, a child, something in the sky, a celestial body, a bag, a dog, and a relative. Okay, so you make your choices. And when you've made your choices, you try and write the poem. In a moment I'm going to say start, and I suggest you pause the video, have a go at writing for however long it takes you. Don't be worried about crossing things out, don't be worried about starting again. Just have a go at, don't be worried about having to do some research. I know quite a few of the people here are having to look all sorts of things up, which is great, it's really good. Okay, so whatever you're writing this on, I'm writing on paper, I'm using a pen, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, you have fun and enjoy it, and I shall see you shortly. Ready? Start. Okay, well done, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed today's a lot. I don't quite know why. I think maybe the categories suited me a little bit, or I found before I started I knew what I was going to write, which isn't always the case, but I'll tell you my choices. My choices, number 1 was plastic waste. Number 2 was an Indian street child. Number 3 was the night sky, specifically stars. Number 4 was a big sack. And number 5 was a sort of greyhound, but very thin and mangy. And number 6 was a sister. I found myself, when I was writing this, focusing on the country and the child, and I think this is because my recent experience, I was lucky enough to go to India, and I kind of had in mind the scene I wanted to describe, which was quite helpful because I wanted to try and convey to my listener or my reader the intensity of the place, and I hope I've achieved that. Excuse me. Okay, I'll read you my poem. I haven't given it a title. He lies on his back on the Hessian sheet, with his sister nestling into his side, her black hair hiding her slightly cloudy eyes, her legs bony and scabby and bare. Into the clear blue night he stares for hours, watching stars staying and planes come and go. A velvet sky reveals itself as the full moon rises. He's never seen velvet, but he feels the depth of blue. Towards dawn, as the mist rolls in swirling rolls from the Yamuna, he feels the dampness in the morning air. Rangy dogs start to sniff around the sleeping bodies. Rising slowly, he lifts his sister's arm, gently calls her name, Swati, Swati, and she shifts and sits, rubs her infected eyes. He pulls the plastic sack from under the stone, takes her hand and walks away. Before long, they're bending in the gutter, picking up the plastic every day, filling up their sack, dragging it to Babu every day after the moon and stars have all gone away. I'd be interested to hear whether you think that the words I've used have managed to convey the scene of a street child sleeping and then waking to pick up other people's discarded plastic. Anyway, I enjoyed that very much. I so hope you enjoy yours, or even just enjoy listening, or enjoy having a go at writing. I know there's a lot of people who, a lot of you who are having a go but don't choose not to share, which is absolutely fine. So I wish you a very good day wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 27. Take care.